All right, we are apparently live. Okay, so got some interesting camera angles going on here. If you're watching this stream saved, because there's nobody currently watching, we are here to see my double clutching video hit 1 million views, and that is something that I have not had before, and it's also going to be interesting, I guess. I don't know how to put this. Live streams are a bit impromptu, and somebody's sending me a message. And that would be some people that might join me on the stream. Now, one thing you'll probably notice here, the estimated revenue is not listed here. That's because YouTube doesn't like that being shown. So I had some help with Zim from Anarcadia. He's the host of Anarcadia Minecraft server. It's an Anarchy server. He helped me with some of the Tamper Monkey scripts to hide that away to keep YouTube happy. So basically the plan today is to sit here and refresh this page till it hits 1 million views. Now, I have been getting around about 2,000 views a day on this, 44 in the last hour. So the best predictions I made should show this as hitting 1 million somewhere within the next half hour, an hour. So I guess we're going to sit around and just watch that happen. I have a bit of stuff going on. I don't know. There's not a lot I can really do until somebody shows up to take some input and entertain everybody. I hope the sound is actually working. So what we might do is a nifty little trick. I'm going to get Discord up on the other screen here. And one of my other screens, I'm going to click my own link, make sure the audio is working. Let's have a look here. It's my own audio working. Looks like my audio is working just fine. Okay, we're good. So we can sit here and keep an eye on that. I've taken the time to put the chat window up in the bottom corner. But yes, we've got nobody in live stream at the moment. So what do I do to kill some time while I wait for people to show up in live? I gave people a few hours for this, but it is also in my time zone a Sunday night. So a lot of people probably aren't really into live streams at this time of night. So I wonder, what do we do with our time? I have a bunch of gadgets all at arm's reach. What can I do to pass some time? I have this thingy up here that was given to me. This is a, it's obviously tried to do an update. This is an e-ink display that I was handed, or rather it showed up in my mailbox. And I was interested to see how it would handle things. It's obviously attempted to do an update at some point, unsuccessfully so. So I find that interesting. We did disassemble this. It was actually a lot of people. I did some research after I showed up, not knowing what this was. And it turns out you can take either a suction cup or a pack of blue tack here and just rip the top off. So that was interesting. But yeah, it's had a change on the screen. It didn't do that when I looked at it before. So that's something interesting. What else? Oh, we did have something interesting. I'm going to grab it over this side. Now, where is it? There's a bag around here somewhere. I have a shoulder bag that I carry everywhere with me. That has conveniently gone MIA. Well, I'll tell you what. I have a backup plan. Like everything, I have extra stuff. Let's have a look. We have some extra stuff here. In fact, I have something built into my desk here. This is a Geiger counter, which is going off its tits right now. In the museum that I work with, we discovered some radioactive buttons, which are double bagged at the moment. I'm not going to rip them out of here because they're powdering off. But there were some glow-in-the-dark radioactive buttons. I don't know if they're radioactive anymore. Might be able to turn off the overhead light here and change to UV light. And yes, you can see, I'm not sure if you can see some of the green glowing up, the green dust glowing up through the bag here. Some of the old phosphor in there. So yeah, it's some interesting bits and pieces that we find. I'm definitely glad that I double bagged those though. But yes, inverse square law. We put them further away, and the Geiger counter stops beeping. It'll get there. So that's one interesting thing I've come across recently. Actually, what I do want to do is make sure that my fingers aren't contaminated. But I'm pretty sure with a double bag, that should be all right. No, my fingers are okay. So let's just do a periodic refresh. See if we've gained any more views on that video yet. 999,881. So we'll probably be over quadruple nines fairly soon. Let's see, let's switch to last 60 minutes here. See what's going on. I had a little burst there for a bit. Now, predominantly my audience is USA. So we do tend to see an uptick in views about this time of night. It's the crossover. What is it we have? Yeah, so it's about 6 a.m. I guess some people that are early risers that are going to sit and watch a live stream for a bit, I guess. Although I predict there's going to be some long periods of silence on this live stream while we do that. So, yeah, all we appear to have one person on board. Make yourself known in the chat, I guess. We can go over some things. One thing I was just doing was, for a distraction's sake, was talking about this mystery bag of radioactive glow-in-the-dark buttons that I will have to clean up and do another day, but we're going to move them out of the way for a bit. Another thing I discussed just before was this e-ink price tag that showed up in my possession from location unknown that I disassembled. What else have we got? Oh, no viewer anymore. That's all good. So I guess we'll wait till somebody else. Oh, another person showing up. How you doing? We're waiting for 1 million views on one of the videos that I put up a couple of years ago, or about a year ago now. And it's been hitting up. I'm going to refresh down here. So basically sitting here, and we're going over my desk and looking at what might be interesting, having a discussion about stuff. I've got everything from microelectronics to vehicle parts and gearbox bits. I guess wasn't their flavor. It's interesting stuff. It can be embarrassing, I guess, especially if you're watching this after the fact, which I guess quite a few of you will because it doesn't meet your time zone. It can be a little embarrassing after the fact when people sort of drop in and drop out of a live stream, but I get it. It's a live stream, not to everybody's flavor. And I know I spend a bit of time in the mornings scrolling through live streams, strolling through shorts, things like that. And yeah, a lot of things I come across, I'm like, it's a live stream, ain't nobody got time for that. So I guess for me, this is why I'm here. I'm doing this for me. I want to see this hit. I want to see it hit 1 million views. So I guess we're going to hang around. We're going to do something a little quiet. I do have to get on top of Streamlabs at some point and work out how to get the current viewers up on screen and stuff. That's all good. But yeah, Ghost there getting the first comment in. So what else can we do with our time here? I can probably go over some gearbox parts. We have some gearbox bits here we can discuss. And hello viewer, we have one on board. We're waiting for 1 million views on the double clutching short video that I did. I'm going to refresh it down there. And I kind of anticipated people are going to ask about gearboxes and synchros and stuff. And I nearly dropped that. That is a heavy gear. So, yeah, we're gone again. That's okay. I do need to actually go through my gearbox parts and go over them anyway. We'll see what happens here. Getting a few views anyway, so I guess that's all good. Now, what are these? These are all synchros. So these are 5931. So these are all the same parts, so I don't need a different synchro ring. One synchro ring should fit everything. So we've got synchro ring there. I'll remove my Geiger counter out of the way. Oh, a fun fact, I am doing business with Radio Code now too, the company that make the little mini compact Geiger counters that I have. I've got a couple of them down there. We'll get to them when we get to them though. Where are we? Here is a big deal. I've got a whole clutch plate over the back here too. I also have one of these things here. Let's have a look. What are we in? 999 883. Now we have this as a throwout bearing. This is a nifty bit of gear. This is what the forks rest against to push sideways. These push the clutch in. So this is nice, and it's a brand new one. So it's definitely something that I will make use of. I'm concerned about the plastic nature of that, but I guess it holds up. These all come from KLR Auto, who have actually been good to us in the past as well. So what size gear have we got here? The gears in this gearbox are massive. Look at them. Massive gears. So we can see from here how a synchro ring fits around this. They fit in like that. And they're designed to line up so that this basically helps match the speeds. So the synchro ring here, oh hello, we've got a new viewer in here. Synchro ring here basically helps your clutch to catch up to speed until it can match and get through the gates here, and they can engage this gear. So I figured I was going to get asked about that. I'm going to leave these in the wax paper for the moment until we get that. See how we go. Leave these wrapped up for now. I think I've got 3 gears for it. It's a 4-speed box. I won't pull them all out until somebody actually asks about stuff. Oh, heavy gear, heavy gear. Okay. That is heavy. We'll move these off to one side here for a bit. What have we got? We've got some comments on YouTube. Let me have a look at this. Somebody living in Australia, so I can relate. Magpie in the morning, magpie in the arvo, magpie at night. I appreciate a comment like that. Okay, what else? It's live, that's a message, that's somebody else there. Okay. And my phone is actually at 100%, so I can get off charge now. Okay. So we have a synchro ring here. That does need to go in the box. I don't want to lose these. There's like a couple of grand's worth of parts here. Try not to handle them with my hands too much because they will tend to rust when you do that. There's a box for that here. That's the intermediate one. All right, let's do a refresh. A refresh here. What have we got? 999 886. I guess we're going to be bored for a bit. So basically, yeah, I was just planning on sitting around here and waiting for accounts to come up. So, yeah, we're going to be bored for a bit with nobody to talk to. Here all on my own. Nobody here beside me. Actually, which is probably not a bad thing. My daughter, she's gone to bed. She wasn't going to hang around this. She's got school in the morning. So, yeah, she would be definitely disruptive at this point, although entertaining nonetheless. Let's be ADHD and refresh again. No, we're going to have to wait. It goes in little moments and catches up views at a slow interval. But I'm going to check the real time for 60 minutes and we'll see what's coming in as we go. So 47 in the last hour. So if it keeps up at that sort of a constant rate, we could be here for quite some time. Although I've decided probably worst case scenario, I'll give this till 10 o'clock. It's currently 9 p.m. If we're not at 1 million there, well, such is life. We don't get to see it on live stream. And I see somebody's on. How you going? Say hello and chat if you feel like it. We're waiting on 1 million views, and we're gone. Okay. Not to everybody's flavor. Such is life. So what do we do that's interesting? What can we do for the people that are watching this stream after the fact? Oh, we've got another one on. How you doing? Say hello in chat if you feel like it. We're waiting for 1 million views for one of my videos that's been going for about a year now, and it's nearly at 1 million. It's a couple of hundred off. The metrics suggest it might happen within the next half hour or so, or maybe an hour. That's how long I'm going to give it. We do have a whole bunch of different things in here, from radioactive stuff to gearbox parts to electronics. Name your flavor, whatever you'd like to see. But these are for my 6-wheel drive Land Rover, which is the one that I did the double clutching video in. We have a brass synchro ring here at the moment, which a lot of people have never actually seen how a synchro ring fits. And that viewer is gone. So I guess gearbox parts and view counts are probably not to their taste. That's okay. I'm not your boss. All right. Boring stuff to do. Maybe I should pull something apart. What have I got on arm's reach that I can pull apart? I do know what I have. A whole desk full of stuff. I don't know. I do need to make up a couple of patch leads. We can do that. I have some connectors here. I have a box of cables somewhere. And I've got to make some patch leads out of. Interesting. Where are we? Do I have some lead hanging around? I do. I spy a box of Cat 5 lead over the back. So we're going to grab a pair of flush cutters here, grab a bit of cable real quick. Alrighty, I'm back. And people have gone, but we're going to expect that with live streams. Okay, so let's make ourselves up some patch leads. What have we got? I've got cutters, got pliers. Somewhere I should have myself a set of RJ45 crimpers that will do the through holes. There they are, hiding away in the back. Got a set of these. What else will I need in here? I will probably want my little personal trick, which is automatic wire strippers. These help. All right. So we have needed to make some patch leads. So while we wait, make some patch leads. While I'm looking at it, I'm going to refresh. Let's get a couple of these guys. 999 887. Slowly as she goes. It's like a watched pot, isn't it? Now, patch leads. I need some patch leads to go roughly that long. So let's fit one plug and we'll go from there. Let's see what we've got here. So that straight away, this cable's a little bit not conducive to that method of stripping. So that hashed the inner conductors. We don't want that, so I have a more gentle tool for that. In fact, I have a bag of them that I prepared earlier. I could use the back of those, I know. But I don't want to, because I've got these things. Alright, oh, we've got 2 people watching. How you doing? We're waiting for 1 million views right now on my double clutching video. It's been slowly climbing. Should happen fairly soon. If you're interested in double clutching, I do have some synchros and some gearbox parts off to the side here. I can demonstrate that, anticipating people might ask. But in the meantime, we're killing time making up some patch leads, my network rack, which is right above. because we're preparing to get a speed increase with fiber from, what are we running, 1 gigabit, 50 megabit upload at the moment. We're going to go up to 100. But if YouTube goes well, I might pay for 2 gigabits synchronous, which will be nice. I mean, when I do some international travel, which I'll be doing next month, I'll be able to send some videos home at express rate. So anyway, we're going to get some of these through-hole RJ45 connectors. I'll make a couple of patch leads here. And happy if you join me on. If you want to get in the conversation, jump in the chat, say hello. We can have a conversation, I guess. In the meantime, I'm going to refresh this. See what we're doing here. We are at 99.88.5. Can we go down a couple of views? Interesting. The metric come and the metric go. Oh no, what is it? YouTube taketh and YouTube giveth. I'm getting that backwards. I'm trying to make an analogy. Anyway, it's you, Ghost. How you doing? Yeah, you got the first comment in here earlier. You got in before the stream had even started. Not sure how we do that, but it works. Anyway, see here now. We're going to go with the B-type pinout instead of the A-type, which is the Australian standard. I was taught MCSE, which is Microsoft certification. And some of those people, they would void the warranty on your, or rather void the license on your equipment if you wired things A-type. Not that it makes a lot of difference. Orange stripe, orange. Green stripe, blue. It's going to drive some people crazy. Then we get blue stripe. We do the green wire. And orange stripe, orange. I did green, not green stripe. So orange stripe, orange. Green stripe, then blue. Then blue stripe, green. So the blue and the green pair are flipped. And then brown stripe and brown. Okay, slot them all in. Alrighty. Got a couple of people watching. Oh my God, we've got 2 people watching. I'm popular or something. Oh, only 1 now. Okay, hope still eat it. Still good. Yeah, people have been coming and going all night, dropping in, checking it out. It is what it is. It's the nature of live streams. All right. Now we've got all these nicely aligned. These are nice plugs. These are through holes, so you can poke the wires all the way through at the back, and then the cutters trim them off for you, which I've actually found is a good way of getting them done better than the old ones that I took far too long to take out of my kit. So orange stripe, orange, green stripe, blue, blue stripe, green, brown stripe, brown. Okay. Now this little tool here should, if all done well, trim it out the back. Oh, come out the back. Need to push them up a bit. They get hung up in the back. In the 8P slot for 8 pins. Push it nice and firm and crimp and slice. Lifts and separates, because Victor says so. That's a Future Armor reference. That did not cut those pins, those wires off properly. The blade might not be calibrated properly. There we go. Just wasn't seated in properly. Okay, there's one connector. So, what do we want to do for the next one? Do we want to make a patch lead of about roughly that length, I think. So let's do another one. Do the old snippy snip. And click on our little tool here. One lap. Pull it off. Push all the pins out of the side. The things you do to kill time. Like push the refresh button over and over and over again, hoping for a different result. Oh, 99,892. Okay, we're nearly 9,900. But I have said I'm going to give this till about 10 p.m. my time, which is a bit over half an hour from now. And if I'm not at 1 million by then, I'm probably going to go to bed, because I've got to get up and do like real life stuff. But in the meantime, we're going to make some leads. If you're in the live stream, make yourself known in the chat and have a conversation if you like. If you've got questions about double clutching, which is the the actual topic of this video, we can show you in here. This is the double clutching video we did in here, and I had a clip recording. This is double clutching. This is the video that was getting 1 million views. I have some synchros and gearbox gears here out of this very gearbox. I can show you how that works. So that was 16 seconds, apparently did nearly 1 million views. So we're just sitting here waiting for that. Killing time, doing interesting stuff that we can while we wait. And here, of course, we do everything from, you know, microelectronics to Land Rover stuff to radioactive things. Like, there's a Geiger counter built in here, by the way, and we have some radioactive buttons here from the museum I have to decontaminate as well. So there's some interesting stuff to do with that. But at the moment, I'm making patch leads for the network rack. And we're back to 1. I scared them off. Now, the question I've got to decide is that my aim or is that not? I don't know. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's see if we can remember this. So, orange stripe, orange, a green stripe. If I can separate you. Thank you. Green stripe and a blue wire. We get a blue stripe and then a green. And then finally the pair that was always unused until this come along is brown stripe and brown. Because in Cat 5 leads, up until very recently, we've only ever used 4 of the 8 wires, 2 pairs. So you could actually use a network splitter, which would just split the 2. They would use 4 wires for each wire and split them out at the other end. But nowadays, with the implementation of gigabit and higher, they use all 8. Oh, and that I did not prepare that well enough. It didn't go through. So orange stripe, orange, blue. No, okay, I messed it. I let go of it for a second, and all the pins went out of whack. Orange stripe, orange, green stripe, blue, blue stripe, green, brown stripe, brown. That green stripe and the blue, they like to flip around all the time. So let's go and trim the ends flush, and that should go through better. Hopefully the other end of this cable doesn't keep pushing keys on my keyboard because it started recording earlier. So you can see here how this is going on. We have the wires poking out the end. And if we treat them properly, we can poke them through here. And there's always one that wants to fold up. That's a problem. These are network leads. So I will show you in a moment if I can pull the webcam up. Let me just finish crimping this one. So, okay, you know what? I'm going to trim it a little bit so it doesn't get hung up in the back of that. There we go. That's better. There we go. All right. And that last one. Let's see if I can move the webcam. I'll show you up the top of what these are for. Let's unhook webcam and untangle from the mess that is my desk. So up here, we have our data rack. This is where internet comes in, and we have all our leads. Now this is a patch. This is a patch panel, a network switch here. So our internet from our NTD comes in the top, goes into the switch, and then all these go off to different computers. This lead that we're making here, this clips in to these things. They clip it in there, and then it clips in up the top to any one of these patches that you need. So that's how our internet gets here. But if you're in a small household, you probably only ever use Wi-Fi. Fortunately, I share with the neighbours. So we have a fibre optic, 10 gigabit fibre optic backbone as well, down to the file server and everything. I host my own file server, which I can probably show you over in my desktop. I have a butt ton of network drives here, and this big one that's full, that's a 14 terabyte. That's full of nothing but YouTube archives. And there's another 14 terabyte here that's only got about 8.5 terabyte free. That's filling up fast as well. Speaking of filling up fast, let's refresh our views, see how close to 1 million we are. Oh, we are now officially under 100 away. We are 999905, and we've got another patch lead. So, yeah, if you're watching and you want to say hello, jump in the comments. Say hello. We're making patch leads at the moment. We'll kill time. We're waiting for 1 million views on a double clutching video, which is I'm going to go over for the next person that's in here. This video has got nearly 1 million views. It's just me double clutching. So we're waiting on that. And if you're curious about double clutching and how it all works, I do have gearbox parts sitting literally here. I can show you how all that goes together. But in the meantime, I'm killing time making patch leads because I get the sense I'm going to be here for a bit. Let's check our 60-minute real time down here. And yes, patch leads are something that I can do in my sleep. Many years ago, namely around about the year 2000 or a couple of years thereafter, I would survive making patch leads. I would, back in the Cat 5 days, I would go and go to LAN parties and stuff with a box of roll ends of Cat 5 cable that I bought for very cheap from the local electrician. And I'd take a set of crimpers. I've got a red set that's not these ones. Still got them. I'd make a living off that. I'd just sit there and crimp leads and sell them to people at the LAN party. Yeah, I made a living doing this. So I can do this shit in my sleep. And demonetized and non-monetized live stream there with that little slip of the tongue. But it is some Aussie vernacular, I guess. So we'll do this. But yeah, if you want to have a chat, you want to muck around, or if you're just kicking in to just see what's going on. I think a Tinkerman Mick said he was going to drop in at some point too, but Tinkerman Mick is Tinkerman Mick, and I think ADHD is a bit of it too. He may have forgotten, but not to worry. This is mostly for me to just share with other people what's going on. We had a few views just there. Let's see. Now, I did hide the revenue analytic here because YouTube doesn't like that. And thank you to Zim from Anarcadia for help on the Tampa Monkey script doing that one. We're going to change this back to the next 60 minutes or 66 views. I get the sense somebody's sitting there watching that short a bunch of times. If you're in the live stream, thank you. But yeah. All right, let's go back to the patch lead. Well, we need orange stripe, orange. There's going to be B-type wiring. The Australian usually calls for A-type, but this is my network. Orange stripe, orange, green stripe, and blue. Well, we're going to do the blue around the back a bit. He's a bit messed up. Blue stripe again, green, brown stripe, and a brown. Thread them all into the pliers so we can straighten them all up. And there we go. That one there. Straighten it out a bit. All right, so orange stripe orange, green stripe blue, blue stripe green, brown stripe brown. Yeah, you end up reciting that mantra a bunch of times, and I forgot to take a plug out. That is going to throw a spanner in the works. Let's get a plug here. We will flush the ends off. Use a through hole RJ45, and the leads go in an ideal world all the way through. That felt like there was some resistance. So yes, if you've done RJ45s before, you'll notice typically the leads don't go through the end, but these ones do. And the cable's pushing on my keyboard there. So yeah, these ones are a bit special. They go all the way through, and then the cutters have a jaw on the back here that trims them off. So yeah, and then you end up with lots and lots of tiny little bits of copper all over your desk. But that's not unusual here. The financial managers comes up. Get used to that. This is my clean desk. I have a dirty desk out in the shed. It's full of casting sand and bits of silver at the moment, because we've been making jewelry for the financial manager, which she doesn't seem to mind. Right, we made another patch lead earlier. How long is this? We want roughly that long again. As uniform length patch leads is looks pretty. Now, we'll take one of them out and put the lid back on because I know me, I'll end up tipping the whole lot on the floor and I'll rage quit. Oh, it's bedtime, obviously. Everybody's abandoned me again. But, like I said, I'm here for me. So let's sit around, make another. Here we go. Oh, actually, we might actually make the 1 million views inside the hour. I think ChatGPT might have done the maths properly. 99922. We are, what, 60, 58 views away? All right, we're actually making some way. Yeah, we'll go to the 60-minute range. See how we go. If there's something interesting around my desk you want to see, like the radioactive stuff, some electronics, I've got gearbox bits sitting here with synchros. I can demonstrate all of that. Feel free to make a request. I'm just killing time till we hit 1 million views. So see how we go. All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I did check the microphone in my live stream and it did appear to be working. You know what I can do? You know what? I can make things a little more interesting. I can probably get this mouse over here, my second mouse, and because I have my DVR fed in to the background, we can see the 4B behind there. Or we can flip through stuff that's going on outside right now because it's the middle of the night. Radioactive stuff is an odd sentence out of context. No, it's not, because I'll show you why. So you see this little mystery bag here. There's a Geiger counter here, which I'm not sure if you can hear beeping. If I put this near it, it goes crazy. In here, there's what used to be radium glow-in-the-dark buttons from military uniforms. That's quite radioactive. The other context is I'm sponsored by Radiocode, the company that makes little radiation detectors. I've got a couple. I'll just grab one over the back. Here's my everyday carry utility bag, which is actually a Polish gas mask bag. Somewhere in here, there is a little rubber coated thing. These things are made by Radiocode, and these are a little radiation detector. Also, why that's useful is in my little mini museum down here, I have a piece of uranium glass, which is like a green glass that glows under UV light, and it I might be able to demonstrate that in a minute. And they used uranium ore to make it. There's a little mini light here. Let me turn off overhead lights and the display lights. You might be able to almost see it in the background. If I go through here to UV light, you might see this like really bright green glow down here. If you can sort of see it with a camera, that is uranium glass. So it's that is also slightly radioactive. But yeah, I'm getting paid to do videos for about these things now too. So yeah, when you talk about the radioactive green glow, not everything that's radioactive glows green. But uranium in glass, when it's hit with ultraviolet light, breaks down, and that also lets off a photon in the green spectrum. So, but yeah, Geiger counters are usually a good way of finding that. So you go around antique shops, and it's not all things that are radioactive green either. You get Fiesta ware plates, or like a bright orange plate, and they used uranium glaze as well. Some of those can be quite radioactive. But no, those little buttons I've got, there's enough radium in them to basically make an X-ray with over a little bit of time. The other thing I can show you, some videos I've got coming up that I'm yet to sell to them. Let's have a look here. I did some the other day around a museum around some aircraft dials that used to use glow-in-the-dark paint. And these things. Yeah, and that went off the rails, I think. Where's another one? Somewhere here. Here's an old ship's compass. This thing's right off the charts radioactive, this one. You hear it going nuts. Also seen in the dark. Just under. So for perspective there, that's about 40 microsieverts an hour. Normal background radiation here is like 0.05 microsieverts. So yeah, it's just a bit hot. And so imagine if you spent years like in the military in front of dials like that all the time, or like, although radium does put a fairly low energy particle somewhere about the same area as X-rays, or a little bit more energetic. But the real problem with the radium stuff is the paint, as it degrades over the years, it turns into a powder, and stuff like that. When you breathe it in, when it gets inside your body, that causes bigger problems. Like, not only is like the radium like close to a heavy metal like uranium and stuff, can be toxic. The radioactive particles, the mostly alpha and beta particles. Beta particles generally won't get too far through your skin and your upper tissue, but when they're inside your body, they do massive damage, and they build up in places like your thyroid and stuff like that. So you can get thyroid cancer and lymphoma and all sorts of stuff. So those buttons, the reason they're double bagged, as the radium paint on them is flaking off, and everything that was in the bag with them is contaminated. So I need to separate the buttons out and then clean everything that was with them, and do so with respiratory protection and gloves. So when you work in a museum, having a counter like that is magic. It warns you about things that you could be coming in contact with. Here we go. Orange stripe, orange, green stripe, blue, blue stripe, green, brown stripe, brown. There we go. There's an ADHD for you. Switching task back to something else suddenly. There we go. And now I am going to, once I do this, I'm going to refresh the count and see if we're over 1 million yet. Here's another through hole plug. Here we go. All right, we're going to trim that a little. Oh, is that orange stripe, orange, green stripe, blue, blue stripe, green, brown stripe, brown. By the time you're done with this live stream, you'll know how to wire a Cat5 plug or an RJ45. There's a category 6 cable, Cat 6, but it's an RJ45 plug. Also known as an internet plug. That's what everybody calls it these days. Back in my day, internet plugs were coax. But we're sort of grown out of that now, and these are much faster. So I've got 2 of them. Let's refresh. See where we're at. All right. I thought Zim was going to show up at some point too. So 99,933. No, 99,9933. I was one. I don't have 9 million views. What do we do? Do I do one more patch lead, or do I go into other stuff? I'm definitely going to grab a peppermint dough, which I have in the pile of junk that you can't see off the edge of the camera. All right. Which also, eating on my desk while I've got radioactive powdery stuff there is not a good idea. It's also why I didn't take it out of the bag. That is going to be a video all on its own. Actually, something you probably didn't see earlier. You've seen the price tags in the supermarket. Somebody dropped one in on me, and it's tried to self-update and it's messed up because it couldn't get it contact. But this is what's inside these things. They're a little e-ink display that keeps its picture even when it's not powered. There's a couple of batteries in the back which look like non-rechargeables. There's a little microcontroller in there. So I reckon I could probably reprogram them. But I'm curious to see what's happened with the display. Could have been just because I disconnected the power on it too. But these are nifty. I don't know who dropped this off. It just showed up. So yeah. Although I do know people that work at the supermarket and stuff like that, and it might be one of the dead ones. So that might also be why it's not behaving right. I will probably find out when I run into them in a couple of weeks and they go, oh yeah, I dropped that off for you. That's how stuff shows up. In the meantime, I'll make another patch lead. After that, I will be sick of doing patch leads for a bit, so I'll probably do something else. In the meantime, let's see if I can see anything on the pan tilt camera on the top of the property behind everything. Where's my stream setup? Can I get pan tilt up here? Oh, where are we? Can we do this? Can we do PTZ? PTZ control? Can we squeeze that in the background? Squeak around. Well, that's the brush for sweeping the webs off. Can we see our backyard? Do we have any possums in the back tree? That's usually this. Oh, there's one. You see him there? Usually there's possums in the back tree here. Nope. I need to slow this down a little bit. What speed are we at? 5? Oh, no, 2. Okay. Let's have a look here. While we get distracted like it. There's our possum. I can see him. Let's zoom in a bit more. Possum spotting. Come down, come down. Where is he? I saw that little ringtail. I think that's a ringtail there. I saw him moving. Where is he? That might be a branch. This is a little difficult. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get slightly distracted for a moment. I'm going to get Streamlabs. Streamlabs, I'm going to just go direct to my DVR for a minute. Now we can zoom out. We can find him. This will be a little easier. Something to kill the time. I saw a possum crawling around in there. He's usually out this time of night. He comes and steals the roses, which he's quite welcome to, because they got a feed. And I think one of these guys was a rescue. My neighbour rehabilitated him and let him loose. Is he there? I'll come out. I'll change it. I'll turn the infrared laser off, which requires me to zoom out a little bit. And we'll see the reflection of his eyes a bit. Come on, can we zoom in? Oh, we're at one and autofocus. Where is he? No, he's gone for a wander. I think he's on the other side of the tree, or he's transited through into the neighbour's yard, which is about that time of night. Look, we'll leave the camera there for a minute, and we'll go back to what I was doing. We'll go back to this. We'll check on this, and we'll see him in the background if it happens. All right, I'm going to go back to making the last patch lead. The things you do around my house at night. If he comes back, we'll see the reflection of his eyes in that background. So let's see. As you can see, I don't need to look at what I'm doing. I've done this so many times. Then I got a comms job at one point where I had to do this like every second day as well. I'm going to change this over to 60 minutes and see if there's a hit going with the views. Organic growth is an interesting thing. It's a bit more predictable, but you know, like getting like botting views and stuff like that, while you run the risk of losing your account, it is a lot quicker. But yeah, the organic growth is good. I'm enjoying not having the trolls and the negative comments quite so much that I did on my old channel. My old channel, I woke up one day, one video had gone viral. It had 250,000 views overnight. Right, the camera's gone back to parking position. No, they're not crawling around the backyard. Okay, let's just go and check on the rover again. I've got too many cameras around here. Let's just scroll through. There's the 6B. That's that one. There's the 4B. Put that in the background. That 4B, I have had that about 12 or 13 years now. No, nearly 14 years. Time goes quick when you're having fun with military gear. And by fun, I mean yelling at it and using an extension bar and a truck jack to lift the whole vehicle up to try and get one nut loose. So and I'm going to move Streamlabs onto third monitor because it's in the way. There we go. All right, now can we remember the color code, ladies and or kids? I don't know. Orange stripe, orange, green stripe, blue, as well as blue stripe. Then we do green. We do brown and brown stripe and brown because it is stripe, solid to stripe, solid, alternating across. Okay. I'm not going to double check this, but I do need to. Again, remember to take a plug out with the crook of my arm because I forgot to. Flush cut these across. Because I'm not checking them, I will swear when they're wrong. Let's see, go through, please. Why you no go through? Why you no play ball? You flipped. Okay. In we go. So orange stripe, orange, green stripe, blue, blue stripe, green, brown stripe. I got it right without looking. All right. My apprentice is going to come in here and swear at me because you'll end up with a piece of copper in a foot. But I will endeavour to clean up. All right, number 3 patch lead. Let's get this as a rough measurement against that one with a little bit of excess to terminate. Other bit of lead can go away. Let's refresh. What are we at now? Oh, 60 to go. Oh, at this rate, we might make, if we make 1 view a minute, we will make it within an hour. And we're doing more than 1 view per minute, but I'm not going to be here much longer. Although, you know what? The brinksmanship might kick in, and I might actually hang around a bit more than the hour that I planned to. I might go and give Zim a kick in the bum too, because he wanted to be in here for the live stream. But I think he went to sleep. Can't blame him because he waited till like 5 in the morning. It's like 7 a.m. there for him too. So he did wait up a lot for me. We talk a lot, and he's a good bloke. So the Zim I refer to is the co-host, or rather he hosts. I do brake testing on an Arcadia. So I've got admin control there, but I just see if all these plugins are broken and I try and break them, and he fixes them very effectively. But yeah, useful person to know. So I got 1 more of these to go. What other interesting things can I make reference to? We can actually, if you like, what I can do is I can go over some of the stuff that's in the membership, in the schedule that's due to go public. I'm trying to get all of September done because I will be overseas at some point or some portion of September. So we have quite a few going. What have we got? We've got a B-roll video of Port Albert Racecourse. That's a pretty decrepit place at the moment. We have me pulling the dash cluster out and finding a short circuit in there, which I think turned out to be a loose ground. I have a mini game that I did a teardown and fix that wasn't really broken. It just needed charging. I'm doing a video on the mini drone, which I think is out in the other room charging at the moment. It's a new DJI Neo. We have donations and deliveries, which also features the DJI Neo, but a whole bunch of other stuff. I went to Easy's in Melbourne. That was that's a restaurant with trains on the roof. That one's interesting. I might mute that and just play that in the background while I talk like an idiot. Let's have a look at this for a bit. Play this one. So this was a rail trip. We went into Melbourne, and which is an adventure unto itself. Let's skip through my ugly mug and go to my apprentice getting scared of heights on the escalators. and an indoor flag, because that's just what you see when you're autistic. Orange stripe, orange, green stripe, blue is tangle. Why are you tangle? Yeah, there. Blue stripe, green, brown stripe, brown. Okay. Go. Yeah. We'll give it a wriggle to line it up. Flush the ends. Shove it through a plug. Now, looks like that's correct. This will be the last for the patch leads. Alright. Let's do that. Hope you don't mind my ADHD self going through all this stuff. Yeah, there wasn't the moving stairs. She was freaked out by it was the still ones. Actually, Southern Cross Station, yeah, but they did an upgrade and made everything overhead. Back when I used to go there, it was all tunnels underneath. Those stairs were never there. I did, because I have a disability, I can get the traveller's aid to take me through on the little electric carriage through the underground tunnels that are still there. Some of the original tiling and stuff's still there, but they're mostly service ducts now. But yeah, I took her for a run through the service ducts and stuff. It's in the end of this video. Now I'm going to put some of these away while we watch some of that. I think I've got the streaming setup pretty well worked out. It's sort of adapting to the changes of my attention span, at least. We have a bin down below the desk here. We can just scrape all that right off the edge. Right. I have an aluminium strip on the desk for grounding. We can put these away. We have fresh patch leads, which can go up there. This is the mini drone, by the way, doing this filming. It's the first time I used it really in anger. It worked really well. I'm going to leave that run. I'm going to grab the mini drone too. I need to get it. Now, the mini drone is here. The mini drone is much smaller than my normal drone. My normal drone has to come in a huge case like this. The normal drone folds up, but it packs out. I used it today actually to get some rail footage. It unfolds into a massive drone like this. It's considerably heavier. So when I go overseas, I won't need to register this one. I will with that one. How you doing, Rwanda Reality? How you doing? We're killing time until I hit 1 million views. So I'm going to show you what you're hitting 1 million views on. Is a double clutching video, and we're almost there. We're about 60 views off it. So that's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, 56 views. There you go. And yeah, so this is this video is one I did on double clutching. I have some gearbox parts and synchros here if we want to demonstrate. I was just talking with Ghost here about drones. So, but yeah, we're waiting on that to hit 1 million. Been a little bit of time in the making, but we're hoping it'll happen tonight. So here we go. So I did say I was going to gift some memberships this live stream. I might do that in a bit, but I was hoping there'd be a few people on before I do it. But tonight's being a night, the time slot is what it is, and people are sort of coming and going one or two at a time. So, but yeah, this is a new purchase, this thing. And where that was relevant is the video that I had up here before. I did some of the initial filming with this mini drone in the wind in the middle of the city. And this is a restaurant with 3 metro trains on the roof. you can go up and dine in and stuff. But yes, no, I can see you there. In the chat, Ghost is here, but there's really only 2 people on looking at my live stream here at the moment. But as I said, they've all been coming and going 1 or 2 at a time tonight. But yeah, we're going to go over here a little bit. That's my apprentice. She's growing like a weed at the moment. And there you go. And we're going to scroll through a bit here because I think I did up the top here where the mini drone was really handy. We were up the top in amongst these trains. They've definitely leaned into the ghetto vibe. I had the mini drone fly out autonomously and just track my face. Didn't use a controller or anything. So that's this little tiny thing. So for doing overseas travel, that's going to be magic. And it packs into my everyday carry bag. What else did we do in the city aside from walk around it? Oh, yeah, that's right. This is the tunnels under Southern Cross Station. So, yeah, long ago, before they did the major upgrade here, you'd access the different rail platforms through underground tunnels. When they did the upgrade, they put escalators up over the top and all the new like e-gates and stuff. But if you get to the traveler's aid, and because I've got multiple sclerosis, they'll actually take you through the underground tunnels that are still there. And some of these like beige tiles are some of the original tiles from like the 1950s. They're still down there. Yeah, like platform 6 there. We go all the way along through all the tunnels. My apprentice is like, she loves doing little explorations like this. It's gonna take her on a cable car overseas soon too. I think that'll be something she hasn't done before. She's as much of a rail nut as I am. But yeah, it's almost like a bunker down there. There is several layers under that. There is actually a police station and a shooting range 2 floors down. And rumors are that there's an old steam train that's at the very lowest level that was there as an emergency war train. The tunnel's flooded like 20, 30 years ago, and apparently it's not in serviceable condition. So it's kind of stuck down there. But I'm yet to find somebody that can give me permission and escort down there. Oh yeah, that was 3.5 hours in that gap before we were back at the station. So yeah, that was a good one, that one. Let's go back to checking on views, see where we're at. I sense we'd be close to, we hit 1 million views. We have officially hit 1 million. So, you know what? I'm going to do some membership gifts very shortly here. Can I do this right? If I do it right, the memberships are gifted out at random. Where is the membership gifting thing going on here? I don't want to send a super chat on my own stream. I need to actually click my own stream and view it to do that. Let's go do that for a minute. I've got to do this. Open this in another browser because I've got 3 monitors here. And I'm just dragging that away. I've just dragged that out of a window. What did I do here? I am confusing myself. So let's do this. Let's go to that. Show my support. Let's go membership. Let's see if the random gifting benefits the people here. You've got to have membership enabled to do it. Let's do 5 memberships here. See if either of you two get lucky tonight. And I need to punch in my magic number here, which is that. Let's see. Will this work? All right. That's the wrong video. We want to go back to this one. We've hit 1 million views. So let's see who got some gift memberships here. So these will be subscribers. Sadly, not you two. I would be hoping that it was going to be you two. And this is when I find out that I've got my layers wrong with the with Streamlabs. So it's going to come up the wrong way. We can probably fix that actually with Streamlabs. We need to bring the alert box up one layer. There we go. That's better. Well, celebratory. So we made our 1,000,000 views. Well, actually, no. We still technically have a couple to go. So why not I hang around? It's a little bit prematurely. Yeah, I can't control. Unfortunately, I'd love to be able to just gift a membership to a specific member, but unfortunately, not how YouTube works. And it's one of the frustrating things of dealing with a platform like this. But all the same, I tried. So I think YouTube is ready to call it at 1,000,000 views, but technically, I think that I am still not doing maths very properly. What are we? That is 33, 43? Need to remember. Yeah, I know. As I said, I can gift memberships, but they go to random people that are already subscribed. I can't control who they go to. I can't give a specific person a membership. Trust me, I've tried. I've even got as far as just getting one person in a live stream and going, hey, I'll gift a membership, and it goes to somebody random, unfortunately. But it's only like $1.50 a month or something. You can sign up for a month and go away. Because what I'm doing with all my videos, where the membership's handy, not many perks to it other than like a bit of bragging rights. But I do produce all my videos members first. So at the moment, I've got 13 videos ahead of time, 14. And because I'm going away overseas soon for a little while, I'm trying to get all those videos done ahead of time. Shorts, because there's something every day on this channel. The shorts, I've got one every second day till October 13th at the moment. Yeah. Camera 2 for 2 seconds. Yep, I can see you there. Yep. It's all good. So, or do you want me to have a look in the cameras over in the background? Let's have a look here. I've got cameras over here. No, there's usually a cat at my front door here. That I think is camera 2. I don't see much there. There's 16 of these, by the way. Oh, there we go. Somebody subscribed. Awesome. Thank you very much. New subscriber. Doing well. We go back to looking at the 4-wheel drive. Actually, what I can do these gearbox parts. The one of the things that the double clutching, everybody keeps asking about why double clutching is important. And so I had the leads out. I might as well explain them while I got them out. Let's have a look here. So when you hit a clutch in the vehicle, I actually have the clutch plate here. Why don't I show that if nobody's familiar with it? There are 2 parts to a clutch. I have this part, which is the pressure plate, and it's got the springs to stop it rattling. That bit is attached to the engine. I guess if you want it to be a tutorial, if you want me to shut up, say so. But this is like the bit that touches the flywheel, which I've got over here. It's just really heavy. So that bit would be attached to the engine. This bit, which is really heavy, is attached to the gearbox, which this thing for that big 6-wheel drive Land Rover weighs 5 tons. So this is something like 40 kilograms of steel. That's what that pushes on, and you've got the big springs in there. That's what gets separated when you push your clutch. It disconnects the engine and the gearbox. And so when you've got gears in a gearbox, such as these things, usually when you take it out of gear, you push the clutch, it lets off the slack, and then you go to put it into gear again. When it goes to match the gears, it pushes a synchro on the gear like this, which is tapered, helps everything catch up to speed, pops into gear again. But when these little bits wear out, that doesn't work anymore. So you have to let the clutch off in between gears to let everything touch together, catch up to speed, and slide back on again. If you've ever heard people grinding gears, it's actually these little gates here that's grinding off those bits, not the actual gear teeth. It's just trying to find a slot to go in. And you notice when the synchro fits, all these end up lining up together again. So it's all bits and pieces. You leaving? Okay, no worries. I'll catch you later on, if I do. happy to have you here. So, all the merrier. So 4 people watching. So I've been on over an hour, so people are actually joining in. I'm so close to 1 million views on this video. Let's refresh this again. Have a look. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? Now, YouTube's officially called it and saying 1 million here, but I'm 999,978. You're joking. All right. Each to their own. Yeah, look, I'm high-functioning autistic as well. I tend to take things literally, so that's all good. It's life is going pretty well at the moment. Actually, one of the things I can show you here, if you're interested in such a sort of thing, the 6-wheel drive, which if I scroll these cameras around, let's have a look around my front yard for a minute, hey? Let's go to DVR directly. That's my 6-wheel drive. There's an 8-wheel drive amphibious vehicle there, a half-ton trailer. We scroll around a bit, in that front yard there, that's a 6-wheel drive ambulance. Let's go this way a bit. Here's my 6-wheel drive. And in that thing, let's go Streamlabs back again here. The reason that thing has really big gears in the gearbox. Like this is 4th gear. It's only got a 4-speed gearbox, but this is the 4th gear. This is about as much, weighs just a little bit more than the training weights you'd use to train your bicep. That's right. That's okay. Not everybody understands English, and whilst I know little bits of other language, unfortunately I don't know any of them fluently, although I am learning Maui soon because I'm going to New Zealand. Little bits of that. Although I know enough German to read it, not fluently, and little bits of French, and a bit of Spanish, a bit of Catalan, a little bit of Indonesian, a little bit of Japanese. It's a mixed culture here. You get to learn lots of languages. Let's see how we go. Refresh this again. It's good. So if you like, what language do you speak? I can maybe I can try a bit. I know some terminology in different languages. So here we go. And we are getting very close here. Very, very close. All right. Actually, I do have some interesting facts here and something I should show off because I'm getting paid to. Radiation thingies. I have a little radiation counter, and I have some interesting bits of stuff in here. Something else that might kill some time. Haha. Ever bought these? I have a bunch of little interesting trinkets in here, and some of the stuff in here. This is my test sources. So you'd recognize maybe one of these if you've ever opened a smoke alarm. You'd recognize one of these. And it is radioactive just a little bit. And this is a radio code counter. These are, I'm getting sponsored to do videos for these now. But this thing will pick up radiation off this. So this one's fairly depleted. It's quite a few years old. It's not really radioactive. But yeah, the radioactive thing off that. We have some electrodes from thoriated welding electrodes. They are slightly radioactive, but not much. But they're interesting things. But some of the things you can buy off the shelf are these little things. These are like, they call them like ion or quantum pendants or something. Like supposed to be like negative ions and stuff. What they are is just naturally occurring like radioactive material. And it'll set a counter off as well. So these are, and they give them all like, they give them like these certified cards and everything. It's because they have to, because they're technically radioactive stuff. So yeah, it's the things you find in the back box. And as I was showing Ghost earlier, I have some stuff I can't really show you. I don't want to unwrap just yet. But these are some buttons out of slowly. Okay. So this is out of a smoke alarm, and it's radioactive. So you see the radioactive. This is made in Cyprus. This is a radiation counter. So it will detect radiation. So there are scam products or fake products. They say these are these are supposed to help your health, like make you healthy. And it's a scam. They're radioactive. So there are things you get caught out. Now, in here there are buttons from a World War II military uniform, and they're full of radium, and they are very radioactive. I need to clean these safely before I can take them out and show people. But let's refresh and see if we have 1 million views yet. Oh, 982, very close. Very, very close. I have a few of these. These are made by a company called Radio Code. There's the logo on the back. They are actually paying me to do videos now about these. And I have some I did the other day because I work for a museum, and we get artifacts in that are sometimes radioactive. Like this. This is a naval compass. Just under 40 microsieverts per hour. And then there are other things like some of the old equipment we have here. Inside old aircraft parts, this one's out of the wood range. Sometimes you had glowing switch tops, which also use radium. These are just little dots in the top of that switch. So we have, that's an Emerson turret off a Beaufort bomber. And we have little things like this. These are military equipment. These are direction pines. These are definitely radioactive. These are fairly well contained. The glass is intact. These are basically like little gyroscopes. So there's you find interesting things with these. Well, yeah. So what that noise is, every time there's a click, that's a radioactive particle passing through the sensor in here. So a normal background is about that. That's just normal cosmic radiation coming from space. When you see, so that's normal background. If I do this, we start to watch the numbers come up much faster. So that's lots and lots and lots of radioactive particles coming off that. So, but yes, this thing is good to know when the environment is dangerous. There is an area near here that is full of uranium. It used to be a quarry, a mine, and there's gas that comes up out of the ground that is radioactive. So I have lots of gadgets at my desk. Anyway, let's have a look and see where we are views-wise. It should not be too far off now. We are very close. Let's check the hourly views. We're getting there. Well, it's come up a bit in the last hour, so It is usually the time of night where people watch my stuff. I need to put it back in my everyday carry bag, my counter. And the mini drone is good. It goes in like that. So, what other interesting things do we have to do on my desk? I can give you a quick look around my desk. Hold on. Give you a look. The desk that I'm working on at the moment has lots of stuff in it. And there's more down here. And the desk is all set up as well. But as I said, I'm wasting time until 1 million views. I may be waiting all night looking at this. So now I need to find something entertaining to do for a bit. Got any ideas? I do need to clean my hands a little bit after handling all that stuff. Yes, I have gadgets everywhere. What I can probably do, I do need to do a bit of maintenance on the drone. I do need to clean the filters on this drone. So we can do that while we wait. There's a little bit of isopropyl alcohol here. And I have a bit of lens cleaner as well. And a cleaning rag. This is one of the DJI drones that allows you to put filters on it. So what we can do here, we can take the gimbal guard off. And we can take filter off. Do here. The inside edge of it's pretty good. Front of it needs a little bit of a clean. So we can give this a, this is an ND filter and a polarizer filter. At the time I bought this, you couldn't buy them in the one. So I glued one to the other. So it's a 2-in-1 filter. Nowadays you can buy a neutral density filter with a polarizer on it. So we can get back on. They only go on one way round, which is strange. There you go. It's always tricky to get the gimbal guard back on with this. There you go. That one. And now we have a selection of other filters to clean for this as well. We'll have a look. So these are the other neutral density filters that go on. With these cameras, they don't have an adjustable aperture. In other words, the hole that controls the light, the iris. So you do it by changing filters. Saves a bit of weight on the camera. But it does mean you have to change filters for the light. And I have a collection of different styles of filters in here as well. An infrared, a UV filter, and some other different neutral density filters. And I have a little miniature set for the mini drone as well, actually. I forgot to mention that. The mini drone has mini filters. So this one's neat. This one has little, this one has magnetic filters. They just pop off the top like that. A little tiny filter. Probably needs cleaning. Who's that message? Oh, I need to, my bank is going, did you just make a transaction? And I need to tell them, yes, I did. Because that was the memberships. Yes, I did. That's okay. That's all good. People can keep their memberships. Now this does need a brief clean. So what a neutral density filter does basically is like sunglasses for your drone. So if you've ever seen cinema footage or cinematic footage, it has a little bit of motion blur. That's usually because they've put an ND filter on it. It makes it look better, and that looks horrible. What has happened with that? Let's use some of this. I touched it once and it had oils all over it. That looks pretty clean on the front. Looks pretty horrible on the back. Let's give it another shot. All right, clean that. While I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to refresh this again. Up here, let's see how we go. Have we increased in views yet? Not even one view. Wow, now we're in the slow lane. All right. So let's go and put this back here. It looks like somebody's dropped off. I'm not sure if it's Ghost or Wonder Reality. But if it's just you, Ghost, I can go back to talking normal, I guess. At a more comfortable rate. All right. Let's have a look here. So, mini drone can go back in bag, all with filters. It kind of goes everywhere with me now. All right. Big drone, I need to put that other battery on charge. Big drone can go in here. I had the drones out today filming trains. Oh, okay. Glad it's just you. I hope you didn't hear that. That's a... wait, I forgot to put these back in. That's what happens when you get distracted. And I've got ADHD. And back in. Okay. Now, when I'm done with this, I have to drag all those gearbox parts back out to the shed too. After I'm done with this, I can't just go to bed. I want to go to bed. 9:87. Come on. I feel like I should just like log it into one of my other one of my other accounts and leave it play on a loop. That might get me in trouble. I don't know. 9:89. All right, well, we're so close. I'm just going to leave it. Here's another fancy part of a gearbox that you probably don't care about. This is a throwout bearing. You put your foot on the clutch, pushes on these little fork bits here and pushes the bearing. This is what pushes the clutch over. And it's got it can rotate like that. It's a thrust bearing. Quite a special type of bearing. So, all the parts I spent thousands on but haven't put into service yet. $999,989. 9. Okay, so what else was in the videos? Oh, here's a time-lapse compilation. There we go. I'll mute this, but while we wait for a few more views, let's watch some time-lapse stuff. This is mostly aurora footage. So go out at night when the solar flares are hitting the atmosphere, and I'll put a time-lapse camera out. I hope for the best. Sometimes you get something, sometimes you don't. This is the first time I ever got an aurora on camera, this one. And what resolution is that at? 720? What is this, the Dark Ages? 1080, thanks. We've got gigabit internet. There you go. There's some red in the sky from the aurora. This one didn't happen till right before sunrise, really. It's a bit pinkish in the sky. And then I went away for ages, and then right before morning it came up. I don't know about the etymology of the word aurora. I would have to look it up. But I know this is the aurora australis, or aurora aurealis, I think, as opposed to the aurora borealis, which is in the northern hemisphere. But this is a compilation of all of them. Oh, so I had a little bit of raindrop on the lens, and then right in the corner there, it started to really take off right before sunup. So it came up, and then there was a shooting star, which I think was actually a piece of space debris, actually. They were launching the satellite to Didymus, which is an asteroid, on the very same time I had this out. And is it going to go? Is it going to go? Yep, it sort of rolled across right in that corner right about now. There we go. Starts to roll across. Here we go. Pink ribbons across the sky. I've got better shots from other locations, which come later in this compilation. There you go. It was really intense right as the sun come up, but you got no chance of seeing it with the sun up. This one was a bit closer to home. There you go. Tinkering away in the sky. Pink bits of ribbon. Oh, there's a big bit. Look at that. There's a bit of green as well. What else do we have? Oh, I am getting tired. I can't wait for a million views to roll around. This one I don't think was auroras. I think this was just the stars rolling around at night. I think that one we can skip through a bit of that. This was another time lapse I did at night. No auroras in this one. This was just at a campsite. And you see the stars rotating as the Earth rotates. Yeah, and then we went through the day here, and you see all the fog and the frost melt off things in the morning as the sun comes up. Where are we? Here you go. Sun rolling down the top of the roof box on the ambulance. And that one came down. We'll go through some auroras in a minute. We got late Middle English, originally in aurora, from Latin, dawn, goddess of dawn. Well, okay, yeah, that I can see how they would have done that. Let's see if we had another shot where I got auroras. This one I think is just the sky from a caravan park. That's just stars. Yes. There is another one. Which one is this one? This is more stars. Yes, and my camera fell over in the middle of the night there. And I got nothing except the clouds rolling in the morning for that one. Let's have a look. See what we got. Skippity, skippity, skip. This is an aurora. I didn't quite get this. It fogged me out. So you can sort of see the pink and green sort of hue across the horizon there. That's the aurora that was going off its charts, but the sun hadn't set. So we see in a minute. Oh, there's a duck going turbo. Go duck. All right. I'll skip a little bit here. Sun going down. I think the moon come up and ruined it too. Yeah, there we go. The moon come up. So the moon washed out. Oh, you saw a little bit over on the right-hand side there. A little bit. But yeah, the exposure was just way off with the moon in the sky. A few more bits. I should have been down the other end there. I would have got a better shot. And then, of course, the fog rolled in. Of course, you can't see nothing once the fog rolls in. So speaking of seeing nothing, we can't see my tally count at the moment either. So let's go. Pause you. Did somebody comment on stuff? Oh yes, I got that comment. Okay, so let's see. This one, have we had any more views? Are we officially there? Well, we have had 1 million views. We made it. Screenshot time. Screenshot that one. Okay, 1 mil. We're going to save that to. All right, we made it. 1 million views officially. My first 1 million view video. Actually got there. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree there. And I can go to bed now. I've been staying up late. All right, so we killed an hour and a half. Did well. Did well. Well, if it's just you there, I'm probably going to kick you out of this live stream, and people that missed it can watch it in the morning. So I'm curious though. Yeah, there's a few views. Nothing unusual. Okay, so we did it legit. Okay. Good stuff. And yeah, we just got you there, Ghost. So yeah, you saw it first before anybody else. So anyway, I think I'm going to kill the stream now. I'm going to go to have a cup of tea, go to bed, and you'll hear from us in the morning, I guess. But yeah, you know where to find me on the Discord. And yeah, we'll see you all later.